Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. Hey everybody, this week of Duel Review marks our 1-year anniversary.
Woo! It's actually July 4th, which is this Wednesday, marks the full solid year of Duel Review.
That's right, a whole year, holy crap.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of you that have followed us and subscribed. We've learned a lot. We've cried a little. We've hit each other.
Plenty.
And now we're going to continue with our Duel Review here, and I'm really looking forward to this next year. I think we've got things a little bit more honed, and we've got lots of great content, game labs and filler and one-shots and all that fun stuff. Lots of stuff, more planned for the future.
Yep, a lot going on. We got projects aplenty, so stay tuned. It's going to be great.
Keep us subscribing, tell your friends, and we're not going anywhere. We're just going to get better and better.
That's right.
And thanks again for support.
So this week we're going to be starting off with All-Star Western on our Monday. We're going to be doing War for Cybertron for our video games. And then on a focal point, we're going to be taking a look at Before Watchmen, because that's a continuing series, and we wanted to touch base on it.
Yeah, a couple new issues came out. And so for our anime, we're going to look at Gwyn Saga. Gwyn. And then our movie is The Man Who Knew Too Little. Great movie, so stick around for that. All right, guys. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Thanks for watching. Good job! Welcome to July the 2nd. We are doing All-Star Western of the New 52.
That's right. So I've heard a lot of people, like, All-Star Western is like one of the top 5 of New 52, and they're all excited about it, and a lot of people are following it. Our friend Figured Out 95 is following it. And so I decided, I've been talking about it. We've mentioned it in a bunch of episodes. We should really look at All-Star Western, blah, blah, blah. We finally did Aquaman even before this and whatever. So I finally figured it was finally time to do it.
I think it's mostly because I liked Aquaman, so you were looking for something obscure to like, so you went, okay.
No, it's one of the ones that's always mentioned in, which 52 should I like, or follow, and it's always mentioned in that.
That's true.
So I picked it up. My comic book guy had all, every issue
which
up till 9.
Which may say something.
No, I don't think so, because a lot of people genuinely like it. It's everywhere. Every review, you go right now, search for New 52 series I should follow, or good New 52 series or whatever. It's going to come up. Okay, so the comic is done by the team of Gray and Palmiotti. Palmiotti.
Right. So you have John Gray, Justin Gray. Is it John or Justin?
Yeah, it's on this one. Jimmy Palmiotti.
Yeah, Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti.
Here's what we're looking at. There's issue number 1 there. So they're a classic comic book team. They've done lots of things. They've done like Power Girl and yada yada. They've done a lot of DC books.
Yeah, they work together a lot.
But they're freaking mentioned together all the time.
More importantly, the art is done by Moritat.
You just said it one way and then the other.
I know. Moritat.
You're going to get comments.
Moritat is seen in plenty of comics. You'll see his art everywhere. In fact, we reviewed Elephant Man. He was one of the main artists there. So he's a great guy.
Yeah, and it's this team that has done all these 9 books, these first 9 books. I mean, there's also like Green and Schrenberg that show up there.
Sherberger.
Anyway, so I'm like looking at them myself.
Yeah.
Showing them
I'm
to you.
Trying to turn them around.
So there's one here. You can
okay.
continue that.
Yeah, you speak. I'll show.
So here's the thing. So All-Star Western, I did like it overall. It's a decent book. He not so much.
Yeah, I had problems with it. I guess I'm just not a Western type of guy. I don't really care for that kind of story.
Yeah, so he kind of checked out, and for my money, it got better towards the end, and he didn't read the last couple issues, which is when it gets better in my book. Here's the thing, okay. So I can understand why people are liking it, because it is a little bit different than the norm. It's not something you might expect from DC, especially with a new 52 launch, and I've always wanted to get into the character Jonah Hex, but I've never done so. I've only peripherally, I know about him. I know a little bit of his story, and I've read a comic here or there, borrowed it from friends, but I've never gotten seriously into it. So this was kind of like, okay, well, that's, even if I'm not excited about the Western thing, which I do like, we talked about Deadwood. I like Deadwood a lot. There have been some Western properties that I really enjoyed. So everybody was saying how strong this book started off. Like, the first issue, second issue, people were already like, oh, this is a great book. This is one of the better New 52. I don't like the first couple issues. They're boring to me. They're really boring. Like aside the fact that it is Gotham way back in the 1800s. That's kind of fun. And then also Amadeus Arkham is his partner is Jonah Hex's partner. And
Reluctantly.
if I didn't make it clear, no, not really. Jonah Hex is reluctant to have him as
Jonah
a partner.
Hex doesn't want him in there.
Amadeus Arkham wants to be there because
he
he wants to study. First of all, Jonah, he wants to study the madness that other people have around him, or whatever. Just he's convinced that he's really in the first couple issues he's really heavy on. Well, something must have happened in his childhood, traumatic, that made him be this way, kind of thing. So he's really got that mindset going into this. Anyway, so besides those two factors, I found the story really boring, like really not that great. I guess I shouldn't say really boring because it was a decent read. I didn't feel like I'm not gonna whatever. I just didn't understand why everybody liked this book.
Yeah, see, the problem that I had was the main plot was essentially something that Westerns have done for the longest time. There's a bounty hunter. There's a couple of really bad guys, and the bounty hunter's gonna get the bad guys, and they go into the city, and they try and hide, but Jonah finds them. It's all I don't know.
I guess so. And the only real thing again is those two things that I mentioned. Those are what tied into the DC universe and make it more compelling to me. But eventually, it just shows some of the art. It's it's dark. It is very Elephant Man. Like these two pages right here, I didn't even realize that, but they look totally Elephant Man. Anyway, so there's some heavy stuff. It's nothing that really takes you out of a typical Western kind of thing. I mean, Jonah Hex has some weird way about him, but he's not like supernatural like some of the comics have taken him into. At least not yet.
Or like the movie did to him.
Right. Again, I guess it does hit that cliche mark where they find, a slave. The kids have been abducted and forced to work underground and blah blah blah. But that kind of leads to some weirdness where they get stuck underground and they discover like an ancient civilization that lives underground where Batman's Batcave is supposed to be.
Right. It was an interesting escalation.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. Okay, proceed.
It wasn't an interesting. Stop it. It was an interesting escalation from we have to save these kids to suddenly we're trapped underground to hey, there's this weird like tribe, thank you, and then out of nowhere a giant bat. It's just out of nowhere.
It's a little weird. It's like okay, well, I guess that bat lives underground permanently and eats other small bats.
Because no one's seen a giant bat before.
He must eat like a billion bats a day, because otherwise he would eat. What would he eat to stay alive?
I guess the kids.
And there's probably not more than one because they have skulls and wear
them.
The
so
Indian it's just kind of like that. What? That doesn't fit. That doesn't make any sense because obviously you would have like some kind of lore or like the bat demon that lives in the city or something. If it it's hard to miss.
Yeah, so then you fast forward to the future, because this is where the Batcave is. Why hasn't Batman found any signs of A, a tribe that lived there, and B, giant bats, with, skeletons that are huge? I mean, shouldn't he have seen that? Shouldn't that be, like, something like that be hanging up in the Batcave? That'd be awesome. Like, giant penny, giant bat, that'd be kind of interesting.
Okay, well, that kind of ends where I was kind of on the fence about this series. 7, I enjoyed a lot. This is where, he goes to New Orleans. He's working with, Nighthawk and Cinnamon. Which, Cinnamon, you think, oh, well, maybe that's his horse. No.
Oh, maybe that's a stripper.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's some girl at a brothel. No, it's a superhero. Her name is Cinnamon. She's a stereotypical, kind of abandoned child who, learns how to fight and yada yada. But her story is kind of interesting, and that leads me to another point. Maybe this is a little disjointed and I shouldn't talk about it now, but at the end of each book, there is like a little snippet of other story that doesn't fit with Jonah Hex.
Well, isn't there 2 stories?
It fits with other characters. Well, so far there's been 2 stories, yes.
And those actually I think I enjoy a little bit more than...
The first one I missed. I totally just thought it was one of those things like, well, if you like this book, you might like this. And so I didn't read the first couple.
Oh.
But then I was like, oh, crap.
El Diablo.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that when I went back and read it. But I liked the ones about Cinnamon and Nighthawk. Cinnamon. I just can't get over Cinnamon. Anyway, I enjoyed those. And like I said, when Jonah Hex has to fight the August 7th, this girl here, he's put into like a gladiator situation where he has to fight this girl. And she's beaten much bigger men than she because she's quicker and has a different way of fighting, very Apache kind of thing. she has a very Apache way because she's got daggers, she's got things attached to her feet and whatever. She fights dirty, ish. But really, that's kind of how Modern Warfare is, honestly. We still don't kick guys in the balls, though. I never understood that. Like, I mean, I understand it, but, but I don't.
Just don't do it.
It's seriously, it's like I'll blow your head off, but I will not mess with your balls. Those are yours. They're yours. Anyway,
that's so true.
I guess we just all know what it feels like.
Yes.
Anyway, so so we've only had 3 issues of the August 7. Well, actually, that's not true. We only had 2.5, and then he went back to Gotham City. So I am interested because he encounters, he's part of the Night of Owls thing.
As every New 52 storyline has become.
Right. Well, not everyone.
I'm pretty sure everyone.
No, not everyone.
Well, you know what? Aquaman hasn't. You're right.
Anyway, he has, in fact, quite a few of them haven't. But he's encountered, a Court of Owls assassin, so a Talon. So we will see what happens. I am going to follow at least a couple more issues to see if it stays, what I would consider good. But I am perplexed why people thought this was such a good book beforehand.
Do you think they're gonna give Jonah Hex an evil brother?
He's still on that with the Batman thing. We still don't know what's happening. We're still waiting for that issue.
I'm hoping that they're
It'll be
like
another week yet.
I'm hoping that they're like, okay, we have this idea, we're gonna push it. Wait. Did you hear what Duel Review said? They don't like the idea.
Yeah.
Let's pull it back.
Yeah, right.
Refix
Oh,
that.
we forgot to forward our link. Anyway, so I genuinely recommend this latest series. It starts with 6. 6, 7, no.
7 starts with 7.
Starts with 7. Starts with 7. If you really like 7, 8, 9, like I would actually recommend that you jump in there because I really like that storyline. If you like 7, 8, 9 and you want to know more about Jonah Hex and what happened in the beginning, then go ahead. But there's not a significant amount of plot or anything like a character development, nothing that you would miss if you didn't.
I was going to say that there is a little bit of character development for Jonah because it has that contrast where Arkham's like, suddenly he surprised me because I thought he was like survive at all costs, but now he's like sitting there going, well, we're going to die. Fuck it.
Well, and he also like helps a little boy or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you only did for yourself." So I guess there's a little bit, but nothing really.
Yeah, I would stick with number 7 forward as well, even though I didn't even get past 7. 7 was the last one I read because after reading 1 through 7, I was like, I don't know if I want to keep reading this. It doesn't do anything for me.
If you're that magic mix of comic lover and Western lover, also you might really like this because it is kind of cliche and but it's solid Western. It's a solid book. I really do think it's a solid book.
I agree.
It's just not compelling until 7, 8, and 9, and now I don't know. I can't recommend. I can't see in the future. So yeah, as long as they don't pull out the evil twins or I'm miraculously healed, from being paralyzed or something.
Well, didn't they do
some
that
soap opera
thing with the because he was beaten almost to death, and then Nighthawk gave him the amulet.
Yeah, I guess it's starting to get into weird stuff too with the amulet, but that was kind of throwaway for me. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward. Maybe there'll be more with the August 7. There's a little bit of following Cinnamon, Nighthawk and Cinnamon. I can't even say her name seriously. Which I'm kind of interested in. I'm not interested in the Nighthawk character hardly at all, but Cinnamon has so stupid. She has a very kind of fun way about her, and that might be interesting. She's kind of badass, and I don't want to spoil anything, but she ends up taking law into her own hands, kind of thing. And it's like the typical like superhero conundrum of whether I should or I shouldn't, and she does the opposite of what most people would do, kind of thing. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, she kills a dude. I already gave it away, so I'm sorry. Spoiler. She kills a dude. So anyway, like vengeful killing. Anyway,
I would say that it is a good solid book, but me personally, I can't get into it. It's not my thing.
Yeah, so that's another New 52 that we've been looking to do for a long time. We finally did it. There we go. So follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Tell us what you think.
Right, and today is a Monday, which means that we're doing Spotlight. Today we're spotlighting Bendis, so check it out.
Yeah, every Monday there's going to be another show that's comic related, either filler or Spotlight for now. And yeah, go check it out. It'll be fun. I'm going to be watching it. I want more on Bendis. I know a little bit, but Scarlet, boy, I wish he'd do more of that. But he's busy doing the AV Extra stuff right now. Anyway, 1 year in a couple days. Yay! Oh. Coming up, it's Transformers War for Cybertron.
You love Spider-Man shirts.
I have two. I have two Spider-Man. This one
That's it?
and a red one.
You wear the red one all the time.
I do wear the red one all the time. I love that shirt. It's got holes now. It's horrible.
Why is he blue?
Why is, I don't know.
Night Spider?
Yeah, it's Night Spider-Man.
I thought maybe it was supposed to be Venom. I think it was made in, some third world country where they don't really know what Spider-Man is.
Spider-Man blue.
So far, no singing from this one.
I'm working
Miracle.
to it. I'm working to it.
He hasn't had his energy drink for long enough.
You're right. You're right. Actually, that's terribly true. It is. Alright. If I were the king of the forest, I'd roof. And I'd roof. And I'd roof.
I don't know why anybody would want to be a cowardly lion. But
He's not cowardly.
he's a bitch. Bitch lion. You know what voice you were really good at that I want you to do for one of my characters? I don't know which one. Is you did it? You almost did like a Frenchman in one of the episodes recently. What did you say? Fuck. You had some weird accent. It was awesome.
I do weird shit all the time. You're gonna have to be a little better.
Yeah, but it's usually horrible. This one was awesome. Yeah, but I don't know Power Girl. I mean, I don't know.
You don't know
Tara.
Power Girl?
No, I know who the character is, but I don't ever read. Did you read Power Girl?
No, but she's got big boobs.
She does. You're right.
That validates
Someone
everything.
get this man a cookie.
That fact alone will validate all the other facts I make. I noticed that you always sit like this.
So,
I'm just saying, you always do.
okay. Duly noted.
Well, no, it's funny because when you're looking at all the
At
videos,
least I'm consistent.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Consistency is not a good thing.
No,
Okay.
yogurt is consistent. Is that a good thing?
I hate yogurt.
Here you go.
You're onto something. I'll do this.
But no, go back and look at all the previews. The things for our videos. You're always like this.
What?
I'm like this, or like doing something weird, and you just.
Like this.
I do that a lot.
It's like you're scooping yogurt out of the air.
Consistent yogurt. Okay.
Way to tie it in. Hey everybody, welcome to Duel Review. This week marks our 1-year anniversary.
That's right.
February,
July 4th to be exact.
February.
July 4th to be exact.
That's correct. February, July 4th.
So this Wednesday we will have been doing Duel Review for 1 solid year.
That's right. We're gonna do it over.
We're gonna do this over. 1 year.
1 year.